Welcome friends, in this video we'll talk about classification and it is an introduction video. Now the task of classification is to assign data to one of its several predefined categories. Okay, the purpose of the classification is to assign the category. Suppose we have a model and we have an email. Now through this particular classification model we can check whether it is a spam email or non-spam email. Okay, similarly suppose we have a model and in input we just give the features of a particular animal and we can say whether the animal is a cat or a dog, okay, or a cow or unknown. Okay, now next is what the data. There are data two types, basic discrete data and the continuous data. Now if it is a continuous discrete data we should go for the classification technique. Okay, and if the data is continuous then we should use the regression to predict the class level. Now note that classification, it is a supervised technique. It is supervised technique. That means class levels are there. Now classification techniques are most suited for predicting data with binary or nominal categories. Okay, so if it is a binary, say male or female, okay, spam mail or non-spam mail, okay, or nominal, say cow, dog, okay, say cat, or say fruits, say banana, guava, mango. Now they are less effective for ordinal categories. Ordinal categories means say very high, okay, very high, high, okay, medium, low, very low. This is the example of ordinal data. That means some ranks are there. So in this case they are not this classification technique is less effective because they do not consider the implicit order among the categories. So there is some order. So high should be after very high, okay, or medium should be after high, or high should be before medium, medium should be before low. Now there is a special arrangement. So classification technique ignores this particular arrangement. Moreover, subclass and superclass relationship also are ignored. Now say already you know, say it is a superclass, okay, subclass. Now if the data is like that, so then classification technique is also not good for such type of data. Now a classification technique is a systematic approach to build classification model using data set. Now that means what? The main purpose is what? It using the data, it is also called training data. Using the data, classification technique create a model. So here we apply the classification algorithm to identify the model. Now after creating the model, for the input data x, now its class level is not known. We can predict the class level of x. Now this is the section we can see here. Now this is the section we develop the categorical. This is the section we develop the model, and this is the section we use the model. Okay, so first of all create the model and then use the model. There are few classification techniques we will discuss. So decision tree classifier, rule based classifier, neural network, support vector machine, k nearest neighbor classification, and naive Bayes classification. Now each method employs a learning algorithm to identify a model that best fits its relationship between the attribute set and the class level of input data. Okay, so in every case, in every situation, the techniques use the learning algorithm or classification algorithm, okay, that best fits the data, the relationship between the attribute set and the class level of the input data. Now note that the model generated by a learning algorithm should both fit the input data well and correctly predict the class levels of records it has never seen before. So the main purpose of the model is to fit the learning algorithm, fit the input data well, so that it can predict the data class level of the unknown data. Now the main objective of the learning algorithm is to build a model with good generalization capability, and so it's a very important term, with good generalization capabilities. Now what is that? So that is a model that accurately predict the class levels of previously unknown records. So if the generalization capability is good, okay, that means what? Correctly it can predict the class level of unknown data. Now here we will discuss, so what about the training data, what about the test data, okay, and what is the class level? Okay, now we have a data, we have a training data, and here these are the input features. Okay, these are the input features: roll number, age, height, marks, sport interested. Now, and this is what class level. Now here the class level is what? Whether he or she will get campus job or not. Now this is what our previous data. So roll number 1, he didn't get the campus job. Roll number 2, he got the campus job. Roll number 3, he got the campus job. Roll number 4, he didn't get the campus job. Now with the help of this training data, we can create a model. So with the help of training data, we create a model. So it is called induction. Induction with the help of learning algorithm. With the help of learning algorithm. So with the help of learning algorithm and the training data, we can create a model, and with the help of created model, we just input the data for the data where the class levels are not known, but we don't know whether he or she will get campus job or not, and then use the data. Okay, so whether the particular person will get the campus job or not, the model will predict the class level. It is called deduction. And he will predict that he will get the job and he will not get the job, or he will not get the job and he will get the job. Okay, and if it is possible, and correctly classify the class level if the model has the highest good generalization capabilities. Next we'll discuss about the evaluation of the performance of a classification, okay, using the confusion matrix. Now this is what confusion matrix for the 2-class problem. Here this is what actual class levels, these are the actual class levels, and these are the predicted class levels, means after applying the model what will be the result. Now if it is actually 1 and it predicted 1, that means it is called true positive. If it is actually 1 but it is predicted 0, that means it is false negative. It is actually 0 but it predicted 1, it is false positive, and it is actually 0 and predicted 0, then it is called true negative. Now with the help of this information we can get some parameters. So the first parameter is called accuracy. So accuracy is what? It is true positive plus true negative divided by total number of test data. Next is what? Error. Error is what? False positive plus false negative divided by total number of data. So false positive plus false negative divided by 10. Next is sensitivity. Sensitivity. So sensitivity is what? True positive and true positive plus false negative. So true positive divided by total number actual positive. So sometimes getting 1 is very important than getting 0. So in such case, we have to use sensitivity. That means what? The probability of getting 1 is much more lower than probability of getting 0, or the importance of getting 1 is much more than importance of getting 0. So in such situation, we use sensitivity, specificity. Okay, another technique is what? Specificity. That means true negative by so true negative divided by the actual number of negatives. And next is what? Precision. Okay, now for that we use true positive by true positive plus false positive. So through this we calculate the precisions. Now we can see one simple example to explain all these parameters. Okay, now we have a data. Suppose it is a test data. Say it is a test data. So through which we check the classification algorithm. Now here the attributes are roll number, age, height, and so on. And these are the actual class levels. That means it is known. Okay, and after that we just apply these particular attributes. We apply these attributes to the model, and the model will model generated this output. Okay, so these are the actual class level, already it is present, and the model has generated such type of attributes, such type of output. Now we have to compare this actual and predicted. Now actually it is 1 and predicted 1, it is true positive. So how many true positive are there? 1 and 2. So true positive are there. Actually it is 1, but it predicted 0. So actually it is 1, it predicted 1, it is 1 single time. Actually it is 0, but predicted 1. So actually it is 0 and predicted 1. So how many times? It is single time. And actually it is negative and predicted 0. Negative 0. Actually it is 0, predicted 0. Here it is also 1. So it is 1. Now we can use all this data to get all these calculations. So here we can see the accuracy. So TP plus Tn. So 2 plus 1, 3 divided by total number of data. So 2, 3, 4, 5. So 5 data are there. So here 3 by 5, that means answer is what? 0.6 is the accuracy. Similarly, what is the error? Fp plus Fn. So 1 plus 1. So 1 plus 1 divided by total number of data 2. So 2 by 5. That means it is 0.4. Similarly, what is the sensitivity? Tp. So what is Tp? Tp is 2 and Tp plus Fn. So Tp plus Fn. So 2 plus 1, 3. So 2 by 3. So 2 by 3 means what? 0.67 is the answer. Similarly, specificity Tn by Tn plus Fp. So Tn by Tn plus Fp. So Tn plus Fp, it is 2. So 1 by 2. That means answer is what? 0.50. Similarly, precision. SI1. So precision is what? Tp. So what is Tp? Tp is what? It is 2 and Tp plus Fp. Tp plus Fp, it is 3. So 2 by 3, that means it is 0.67. Next we will discuss issues regarding the classification and prediction. Now the following preprocessing steps may be applied to the data to help improve the accuracy, efficiency and scalability of the classification or prediction process. So like every data mining algorithms, here also we have to pre-process the data. So already we have discussed everything in detail, but in short, first pre-processing what? Data cleaning. Okay. Now in data cleaning, this refers to the pre-processing of data in order to remove or reduce noise and treatment of the missing values. So a data we have to remove the noise, as well as if missing values are there, we have to identify the missing values. So if the data is there, first of all, so it is our raw data, we have to apply the pre-processing. Okay, we have to clean the data. Okay, or think about the missing values. So we have to pre-process it, we have to clean the data. After that, we can feed it to we can create the model. So if you apply pre-processing, that means we increase the efficiency and accuracy of the classification model. Second issue is what? Relevance analysis. Now, using correlation analysis, redundant attributes are identified and eliminated from the data. And using attributes are subset selection, irrelevant attributes are eliminated. So that means, in short, using relevant analysis, we have to select the relevant attributes only, or the effective attributes only. So data is there, we have to pre-process. In this case, we have to apply relevance analysis to eliminate redundant data. Using relevance analysis, we can reduce the dimension, or we can eliminate redundant data or unwanted data, and after that we can create the model. So if you apply relevance analysis, that means we increase efficiency and scalability of the model. Third is what? Data transformation and reduction. In neural network, or when distance calculations are there, the normalization is used so that data fall within a small specified range, such as -1 to 1, 0 to 1, etc. So if the neural network is used, so we have to transform the data, or if the data is skewed, sometimes we need to convert this into normalized form. So here in such situation we have to apply the transformation. So we may apply transformation like normalization. That means we need to, the data must be within a range -1 to 1 or 0 to 1. Okay, after that we can create the model. Not only transformation, we can use the reduction also. So the important very popular reduction is what? Principal component analysis, PCA. So using principal component analysis, we can reduce the data. Now, before completion of this particular video, we have to know some terminology. So we'll talk about few important terminology. So the first terminology is speed. So computational cost involved in generating and using the given classifier or prediction. So what is the speed? So what is the complexity, time complexity of this to creating the model and to use the model? So the time complexity to create the model and to use the model, to develop the model and to use the model. Next terminology is what? Robustness. Next terminology is what? Robustness. So in practically, in real data set, errors are there or noise are there. Question is how a model can effectively handle the outliers or the errors. So a model is robust means what? It can handle outliers effectively. Now, ability of the classifier or predictor to make correct predictions given noisy data or data with missing values, that is called robustness. How robust? Okay, so robustness means what? Anyhow it gives a result. Whatever may be the data, if the model is robust, it will give the output. Next is scalability. So scalability is what? Ability to create the classifier or predictor efficiently given large amount of data. That means if the data is more, if number of data more, the efficiency, okay, or the complexity must grow linearly. So if the complexity grows linearly with the data, then we can say it is scalable. Okay, the algorithm is scalable or the model is scalable. But if it is like that, okay, then it can say it is not scalable. This is interpretability. This refers to the level of understanding and insight that is provided by the classifier or predictor. Now that means what? A model is there. We have created one model and we have got some output. That output should be simple and interpretable. That means everyone should know, at least domain expert or the advanced user must know the meaning of the output or the use of this particular output. Finally, we have to know what is accuracy. So ability of a given classifier to correctly predict the class level of a new or previously unseen data. Okay, that is, classification should have high generalization capability. That means, so already you know the process of the classification. So first of all, we have to create the model using the training data, and next task is what? X input is there without class level, and from the model we can predict the class level of the data X. And the most important term is what? High generalization capability. So generalization capability means what? Anyhow, it can predict the class level of a new or previously unseen data. So high generalization means what? More capability to predict the class level of unseen data or new data. Okay, and that is the end of this particular video. Thank you very much.